Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tarik with Tarik Lewis Show, and we just got done having this beautiful conversation with Mr. Myron Harris, 2020 Golden Glove State Champ of Nevada. And in this conversation, man, we really delved into the mindset of a fighter, what you go through in a fight. What's that feeling like? Whether it's how to be self-motivated, how to keep going when things get tough. It was very interesting, and I feel like a lot of people will learn something from this conversation that we have. I've never been in a boxing ring fight. I've never been, having to put my soul on display for everybody to watch, and it's very interesting because you can learn a lot from people like Myron, from people who do things that not everybody could do. Now, when we talk about boxing, people think it's just about fighting. When you talk to any boxer, you understand, you learn a little bit about their mindset as well, that it's not just boxing. It's everything encompassing the life. It's a lifestyle. Check it out. What's going on, guys? My name is Tarik Lewis. The people love me, call me T. This is the I'm King series, presented by the Tarik Lewis Show. And today, we have a very special guest. We got Myron Harris in the house, 2020 Golden Glove State Champ of Nevada. What's going on, my brother?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good living.
Man, tell the people a little bit of who you are. What are some of your accolades? I know you're a very special person. Just meeting you, the conversations we've had. But tell the people who you are.
Well, I'm 21. I'm about to be a professional boxer. I'm 2020 Golden Glove State Champion, a future national champion. Let's hope for the best,
Talk
but
that
I'm
shit.
coming.
Talk that shit, man. How'd you get into boxing, brother?
Life, man. I was, going through life, and I was like, I love to fight as grown up. So stepped into the boxing gym one day, and I just been continuing ever since then. So.
And where are you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Chi-town. What you know about pizza puffs, brother?
Man, I eat those, man.
With mild
I can't
sauce.
have the cars, man, but I love pizza puffs,
Eesh.
especially from Dillinger's and all them good places, man. So
How long you been in Vegas now?
consistently, probably like 6 years.
6 years?
I've been in Vegas consistently, but back and forth. I grew up out here. I grew up over in Midwest, so. It's two different cultures.
A little different.
Do
you ever travel back home?
Oh, here and there I do, here and there.
And
I'm not too busy. I go back home.
Hell yeah.
Just to get a feel for it again.
What's that feeling like, brother? 'Cause I know when I go home, like, it's the same. It's like every time I go and see my buddies who are still, who I grew up with, they're still doing the same thing since I left. They didn't do anything to better themselves and to get out of their situation. So what's that situation like for you?
For me, it's just more motivation. Like you say, you have friends back home where they still doing the same thing. But for me, I go back home to see my family, etc. And just me looking at Chicago is just more motivation. Like I see all the big buildings and the lights and all the traffic. So I was like, man, I gotta get it.
Facts. Chi-town.
Yeah.
Chi-town people built different,
Yeah.
bro. Let me ask you a question, man. How do you feel the upbringing of being in Chicago, of, like you said, fighting, growing up? How do you feel that's morphed you to who you are today?
I feel like it trained me for whatever, it brought me to whatever situation I'm ready for. Like boxing nowadays, you're going to face different styles. When you fight somebody on the street, you don't know what style they're going to bring, so it's the same situation.
Right.
Same situation. So
right, it's like a disorganized defense against an organized offense when you pull up.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just basically like the same thing, but a lot different. So when I was fighting when I was younger, I didn't have the experience that I have today, but I learned from it. Right. I actually feel more motivated when I fight. So
you feel more motivated when you fight?
I feel more motivated. Because I'll be like, I've been through street fights, I've been through, organized fights, so it's just, I'm ready for whatever,
Hell yeah. What's that feeling like when you have an upcoming bout Like, what's the mindset like?
I can't be beat.
Speak on that.
I can't be beat. So it's like that warrior mentality. Like, I train for this. I'm ready for whatever situation, like whatever scenario. You know, so you gotta put your mind, your body, your spirit through it. So
facts.
Yeah.
Facts. That's different, right? He said, I can't be beat. And,
I can't be
and the
beat.
way I don't know if y'all saw that. The way he looked at me, he said, I can't be beat.
I can't be beat.
Listen, I believe you.
Right.
Here's the thing, man. You've been training, you're telling me, for 5 years,
5 years
dedicated.
consistently.
And prior to boxing, you were in football. What position did you play?
I played a little bit, all the skill positions you name it, I played it. So I was very versatile. So like I played corner. I like defense more than I like the offense, but I was good at offense too. I could catch.
You like to bang them.
Yeah.
That's why you like to sideline them, man.
I'm naturally a dog, man. So like I get that aggressiveness. So when I hit somebody, it's just like, you know, I did that. Yeah, like I would talk about stuff. You know.
What kind of fighter are you, man? Like in the ring, who is that Myron?
I'm a little bit of everybody. You name it. So one day I might be the aggressor. One day I might, be the runner. They call it the runner, but the defensive fighter. You know. So, like I said, I'm versatile. Like I go based off my opponent.
Okay.
So if my opponent's the aggressive one, I'm gonna play my defense. I'm gonna play, and then once they feel, they're always going to change. They're always going to change. So it's called adapting to whatever. So you can't name a type of person I'm going to be in the ring that day. You can't picture it because I'm ready.
Right.
Because I'm
right.
ready.
And that training camp, the training camp is a different beast because a lot of people, I'm sure you have a lot of friends, right?
Right.
Who say, hey, man, yo, I'm trying to train. I'm trying to go in there and hit some mitts.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what's that like when you bring your friends into your world and you're like, all right, this is what I'm doing every single day?
I have a lot of friends that stuck with it. I have a lot of friends that quit, because it's an everyday thing. It's going to change your whole life, So, like boxing itself, you got to dedicate your life to it. Now, if you're just doing it for exercise, for like fun, you can do it. Everybody know how to hit the mitts, but once you step in the ring and you spar every day, you go out, work out, you run, you work out for 2-3 hours a day, every single day, Monday through Friday or Saturday, Even on Sundays you work out, but you always need that one day recovery, but it's literally your mind's in it. You wake up violent, you ready to go to the gym, so.
So you wake up violent. What do you mean by that, brother?
Yeah.
What do you mean you wake up violent?
You wake up violent. You ready to kick some ass that day, man.
That's for someone who's a fan of the sport, bro.
Yeah.
Someone who's a fan of the sport, that mentality has to be so different. To wake up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go kick some ass today.
I'm gonna go kick some ass. It don't even gotta be literally. It's just I'm gonna go kick ass in the gym, or
Facts.
I'm gonna be better than what I was yesterday. So that's in life. You're gonna kick ass throughout life. So
right. So who motivates you? Who's the one who in your life do you feel pushes yourself other than you?
Just family. It's mainly me. I'm doing it for myself, so I can't really tell you who's motivating me because I'm the one who's waking up every day going to the gym. Nobody's in my ear. Not even my coach. She's not my babysitter. So it's just myself overall.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real, especially in a sport that you can't pass the ball to somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't. Yo, I'm taking this play off today. I'm taking this play off. You can't. You know what I mean? You're the one in there vulnerable. But through that vulnerability breeds a savage, So what's, I guess, what do you feel is the most important thing? Obviously, there's a lot of different aspects when it comes to the fight sport, right? But what do you feel is the most important thing a boxer, somebody who wants to get into boxing, needs to, master?
A lot of people say your hands, but it's really boxing starts with your feet, your mind and your feet. So train your mind, then train your feet.
Facts.
And then work your way back up to your hands. So that's one of my pieces of advice. So and then stick with it. You know, if you like it, stick with it. You know, come in the gym, just work. You know,
just work. We're in the car ride. We're talking about how fighting is 80% mental.
Yeah.
A lot of fighters, I mean, a lot of people could go, they could hit the bags as hard as they can. They look great on the bags. But then, like, I believe it was Mike Tyson who said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Exactly.
What, if you could recall, go back in your boxing career, what do you feel was the defining moment in boxing for you that was like, yeah, no, this is it. This is what I'm going to do?
When I won my first bout. When I won my first bout, remember I told you that before my first bout, I was that angry dude. My coach did not like me. You know,
right.
He was like, get your ass out of my gym. He was not dealing with my attitude or nothing. Then eventually worked up my way up. My attitude started getting better. I started listening more. Then I got hit my first bout. Actually, no, it was before. Yeah, it was before my first bout. Like when I started actually sparring, seeing myself getting better. That's what I was like, yeah, this is for me. I like this shit, you know.
Where was that first bout?
It was at the Westgate Hotel.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all remember, man?
Yeah. No shit. That was at the Westgate. Okay,
yeah,
cool, man. And how'd that go? What was that fight? Like what was that feeling? The first bout ever?
I was nervous as hell. I couldn't explain the amount of nervousness I had, but you know, warming up, I know I prepared for the fight. It was just like that mental thing. It was a whole bunch of people, a whole lot of people. So it's just when I stepped out, I remember seeing like just the ring, but I looked to my left, people cheering. I looked to my right, there's other people cheering. That's what got to me. And then I hit the ring. I was like, oh yeah, it's game time. Like I can't get my eyes looked. You know what I mean? So I was like, I gotta go in there.
You said I'm in my comfort zone.
Yeah, I'm in
now.
my zone. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand, man, that feeling of walking in a ring, right? The adrenaline that you feel that we were talking about. Right. What's that adrenaline feel like?
It's no explanation for it. It's like a push. It's like that feeling of excitement, like, you know, it's no really push. Like I can't explain the feeling that I got. It's just that, you know. It's like I guess you can put it into like the focus. You know, mix it in with the focus. Like the adrenaline turns into focus, and then you just learn how to black everything out and focus on your opponent.
Right.
So, yeah.
And what's the feeling like? What's that feeling like prior to the walkout? Prior to the walkout, like you're sitting down, you just get your hands wrapped. You got your coach next to you. You guys are talking. You probably got your headphones in, trying to, you know, like you were talking about in the car ride, psyching yourself out.
Yeah.
What goes through your head prior to and prior to you walking out?
One is just what you've been going over in the gym, like protecting yourself. Like for my first bout, it was more about protecting myself and throwing as much punches as you can, especially in the amateurs, you know. So that was what was going through my head, and it was just a matter of like tunnel vision. Like, yeah, I'm about to win. Yeah, like, you know, it's just it was an amazing feeling, you know. It's like I'm ready. It's like the I'm ready moment. It's like a part of you psyching yourself out. Like I said, it's like I don't know what I'm about to do when I'm get out here in this ring, but I know I'm about to win. I'm tough. I'm a warrior. You know, like you gotta talk to yourself as a champion. Like I'm gonna be a champion. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that. Speak it into existence, and then I'm gonna be the winner of the day. I'm gonna win the day. You know, so that's part of psyching yourself out. And when you step out there, you really ready. You know, like mentally. Like I said, it turns into focus. So
yeah, man. Shit, you know, it's that lifestyle's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Lifestyle's a little different.
Not for everybody, man. Yeah.
And talk a little about who's coaching you right now, brother.
Man, Coach King, man.
For those of y'all who don't know, Coach King David Sample,
yes,
the
sir.
one and only.
Speak on him, man.
Speak on him. What a great dude, brother.
Man.
What a great dude.
Great dude, man.
Conversation I had with him when we were over there, man. Just stories he had. Do you want water, brother?
Oh, no, I'm good, man.
No, we're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just the conversations we were having when we were over there. at Fight Capital Gym here in Las Vegas. If you guys ever need to learn how to get some hands, shouts out to Fight Capital Gym. Hit up Mr. King David.
Come through, man.
Come through. But the conversation going through, man, how important is a coach, and not only a coach, but a coach like Coach King?
Man, my coach, it's so much things I gotta say, good things about my coach, man. I want to start off with this. Like, overall, he's a good, genuine dude. He's gonna make you smile, you know, in the worst days, you know. I look at my coach more like a father figure. You know what I mean? Because he helped me not only in the gym but outside the gym. You know, so that was a big part of it. That's where we had that connection. Was like, yeah, this is my coach for sure. This is like, you know, that's him. You know, because I had coaches prior too that wasn't really like invested into my outside life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know they was like, oh, come to the gym spar, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like you know how's your day, stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Figure out, but the importance of, especially in boxing, man, the importance of having someone who's been through your shoes, who's seen it through your eyes at the very highest level too.
Level, man.
That's something that's special, you know, and that's
sure.
You learn a lot from that. The experience breeds wisdom. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's crazy, but dude, in the gym, man, I've been to the gym. I've seen some of your sparring sessions, but prior to the sparring sessions, because we're not going to speak on sparring, but the discipline you have prior to even getting into the ring. Talk about your preparation and training. Like prior to you even jumping in the ring, throwing on all your gloves.
Right.
What's that look like?
First, you want to start off like making sure your mind's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to be able to have a clear head before you even step into training. You know, like forget about what's going on outside. When you step in the gym, it's serious. You can lose your life in there. To be honest, and yeah, it starts off with your mind. So you gotta clear off all your things that are distracting you. You know, so all the distractions gotta go. Step in the gym, it's time to focus. So then once you step in there, you know, you gotta loosen up. A lot of people don't loosen. They just throw the gloves, just be like, I'm ready to box.
Let's go, hit the heavy bag, man.
You're going at that point.
You want to see my right hook?
You know, so it's like, yeah.
Dude, that's... Yeah. I want to talk about that. Let's get real for a moment, because you touched on something. Right. Boxing is a very real sport.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? You can't play it. Nate Robinson proved that. Shouts out to Nate.
Nate Robinson, man. You got to double back for the one time, man.
Man, shouts out to Ray. You feel like Nate should get back in the ring?
No.
You don't feel like he should?
I don't think he's, yeah, he learned his lesson now.
Yeah, I hear you. Like it's real, but let's talk about it, man. Like, boxing, man, like just the other day in an 18-year-old just passed boxing just the other day.
Rest in peace, man. My condolences.
But it's a very real thing, and most people who watch fight sports, most fans, they look at the fighters like it's just chicken fighting. You know what I mean? They don't understand that it's not just about the fans. It's not just about we want blood.
Right.
They're people.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? And so talk on that. Like you talked about, you have to clear your mindset. Right. You have to clear your mind. You have to be focused on the task at hand, because if not, there's very real circumstances that could possibly happen. Right. And that's a real conversation. Like in UFC right now, they're talking about Diego Sanchez. They just cut Diego Sanchez because of concerns with his coach. Right. But the concern that his coach had was, well, Diego's about to retire, and I want to know that he's going to be taken care of after he's retired.
Exactly.
You know, long term. The guy's fighting in the UFC for 16 years. You know what I mean? Was about to do his final fight. Hell of a career, dude. Diego Sanchez is a savage, bro. Ultimate savage, man. He fought Nick Diaz. He fought the who's who and won. But when someone talks to you about boxing as if it's just like a game, how does that make you feel?
I feel attacked, man. It's not a game. It's not a game at all, because like what you were just mentioning, people have major problems after boxing, like step in the ring. They can lose their life, or they lose their mental, or lose their physical ability. It's all types of dangers in there, man. You can't play boxing. You can't play it at all. So, especially taking it serious, like on the level that I'm taking it, like, you're going to get hurt. Some days you're going to get hurt. It's just, man, like, there's no other way. Like, you can't play it at all. Like,
Dude,
yeah.
It's admirable.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who has the balls to step in the ring and, like I said, put your sword out.
Right.
I'm gonna go out on your sword and dish out the beaten too. It's admirable, you know, and that's why you have great people. You have to surround yourself around great people who, you know, like you said, doesn't just teach you how to throw a jab, but also teach you the mental aspect of it.
Yeah.
Of, okay, you're in the muddy waters, but how are you gonna get yourself out of that?
Right.
What do you feel is the number one thing that coach has instilled in you? Discipline.
Just as far as protecting yourself and what to do in certain type of scenarios. That's as far as the ring, you know. So he put me against bigger dudes, smaller dudes, faster dudes. And it's about what you do, your outcome of that, and how you learn from it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Oh yeah, and so let's rewind back to 2020.
Yeah.
Prior to the whole world shutting down. Prior to the whole world shutting down. Let's ride through it, right?
Yeah.
We got Myron, just won 2020 Golden Gloves, Nevada State champ.
Yeah.
Talk that shit. Hold up. But right after that, you know, you had plans.
Yeah.
And then the world shuts. So talk a little bit about those plans and what we're doing right now to get back on track.
So prior to quarantine, the COVID-19 shutdown, it was supposed to be my breakout year. You know, I already won state. I was on my way to regionals to become, you know, a pending national champion. I was gonna win it. That's my mindset. You know.
Thanks.
The year before, I was going through like I said, a lot of injuries. But leading up to the shutdown, I was actually going, like, I always say I was actually going hard, but I was going harder. Like, I had a plan on turning pro, you know, after everything was done. And like, I just want to stay on, you know, and was going to regionals. I was preparing for that already in my head, you know, so it was just like heartbreaking. So it was very heartbreaking. It was just like, man, everything finna slow down. But also it motivated me, you know, not only just physically, but it was just, what am I going to do when I know other people just sitting on their bed laying down, you know, resting, getting rest, recovering their bodies and stuff. That's an important part of it too, but it's about what are you going to do with this time that you have? Are you really dedicated to the sport? Are you really not? You know, so through that time, I was running a lot, making sure my body stays in somewhat type of condition. Of course, I couldn't box, but I shadow box, you know.
I want to speak on something.
Yeah.
I want to speak on something. When I first met Myron, right, to speak on discipline,
Yeah.
every single time I'll call this man, he'd be like this. Yo, T.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, man? Yeah. Every time I called you, brother, you on a run.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I heard road work is one of the most important things when it comes to boxing.
Absolutely.
That conditioning.
Absolutely.
That condition, because you see some fighters who don't, like, as a fan watching the sport, and you catch on to little things, right? When you see a fighter for, let's just say, 5 years, and you see their fights, you'll be like, his body looks a little softer here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something's a little off right now with his movement. Something's a little off with his movement, and it's the cardio.
Yeah,
man, you can see some people take people for granted, and instead of fighting this person like they are a world champion, sometimes you can see that they're fighting them like they're just Joe Schmo off the block. You know, the cab driver and bartender. You know, like. But when it comes to the cardio, and you're pushing yourself, what are you selling? Do you have a mantra that you're saying to yourself mentally that you're like, All right, or is it more like a meditation type deal when you're going on those long runs?
That's my moment of meditation. When I'm running, I see like my past, I see my future. Believe it or not, it sounds crazy as hell.
Nah, bro, that's that
like,
shit.
I see my past and I see my future. I was like, just think about it. You start at your house or you start somewhere, you know, at this destination. The further you run, the more you have to think about stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And the farther you have to run back. You gotta get back.
You know, so like I said, it's my moment of meditation. Like I'm not thinking about like what's going on in my living room, like what's going on TV. I'm thinking about all different types of stuff. Like how can I get better? What, you know, stuff like that. Like what was my past? How can I learn from my past? What can I do to make sure my future is better? You know what I mean? How am I going to become that champ that I'm motivating myself to become? You know, so it's stuff like that. You know.
Do you actively meditate? Like, do you meditate?
Actively, like, what do you mean?
Like, do you meditate? Do you lie down, throw on some candles? But do you get into the meditative trend in terms of like, you know, let me lie down? Because I mean, obviously, running is a form of meditation, just like yoga is a form of meditation, working out is a form of meditation. There's certain ways to, you know, become more mindful. But do you meditate?
When I listen to Janae Aiko, I'll throw some of her stuff and I'll just think about it a lot. I don't know if that sounds weird, but
bro, hey,
I mean, in my moment of relaxation, that's when I tend to meditate. Like that's my form of relaxing.
Right.
Know? So, yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Like I said, like we were actually speaking on coming over here. It's been a change of a mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like for me personally, the last couple months, the last year really shaped me into who I am now and who I perceive I should be in order to better the community.
Absolutely.
And like you said, going through, looking at your past, looking where my parents came from, looking where your family, you know, helped mold you to how you are now based off circumstances.
Absolutely.
And right now it's like, it's interesting. It's an interesting time, right? Yeah. Because we're just coming out off of the whole world shutting down. Yeah. Now everything's about to start back up. And we had a lot of time to reflect. Right. And in that reflection, it was like, yo, what do we want to be? You know what I mean? Where do you see yourself down the road? Like, why is it that these people that I know are doing the same exact thing? Why is it that if I look at myself 2 years down the road or 2 years in the past to now, what was I better? Am I better now? Did I, you know, backtrack? Progress, Did I regress exactly? Or did I progress? Yeah. And like I said, in the last really few months for me, it's been a whole paradigm shift. Absolutely. Of who I want to be, how I need to, you know, help the future people, the younger kids, you know what I mean? Absolutely. And part of that is, well, understanding who you are, right?
Absolutely.
And so let me ask you a question, brother. When it comes to the community, what impact would you like to have in your community?
I want to inspire the youth as far as like kids that came from where I come from or having certain type of situations to where they feel like they ain't got no other option. You know, so that's my main goal. That's actually one of my main goals as far as being a boxer. Like, I want to give back, you know, so yeah, that's...
What does that look like, man? Like, because I've seen you literally give your time to kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sure. So what does that look like for you? Is it one of those things where it's, you know, I've seen myself in that kid's position. Yeah. And I know the things I had to learn. What is it for you?
Like you said, it's like I put myself in their shoes. You know, so it's like I've been through what you're going through now. And I can give you the information to get through it. You can take it or leave it. But no matter what, I know my voice is going to affect how you thinking in a positive aspect, you know. So I'm not going to tell you anything that's negative or that's going to go against you. I'm gonna tell you everything that's positive, you know. So
Right.
and sometimes it might come out negative, like it might come out negative, but they're gonna think they're gonna figure out what I'm trying to say in a positive aspect, you know, because everything I say is gonna be pure, especially when I'm talking to kids.
It's real.
It's real, you know. Like as far as a scenario, like say you have a kid, you know, in and out of jail, you know, or getting in fights in school. I'm gonna tell them to find something to do to where you have a peace of mind, to where you won't feel like you have to fight in school. Or I'm gonna just tell them to shut the fuck up. Don't talk to anybody. You know what I mean? Because that's something I had to do myself. You know, like it's different type of ways, you know, different scenarios, but everything, you know, my main goal is to get back to the youth and be pure about it. You know, everything that's pure. So
as far as women in boxing,
and women in boxing, they don't mix. I'm gonna put it like that. Like a lot of women nowadays, they with you for your name or stuff like that. Like if I notice that, like it's a goner for you, you know what I mean? But if I see a good woman, or if it's a good woman out there, it's like, what do they bring to the table to help me progress in what I do
and what you do?
Yeah, they know.
King.
Like
King.
Yeah, king.
King. Look, this series is called the I'm King series.
I'm king.
There's a reason for that, brother.
Yes, sir.
Because we're kings, man. Look,
Look.
how the hell can we provide for them
Right.
if our mind isn't even like,
On
for instance,
on what we do.
listen,
you
man,
know?
when you go on a plane, have you ever been on a plane?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, brother. You know, when you go on a plane, right, and they're going through the safety protocols, it's called a pre-flight briefing,
Right.
to let everybody know, hey, in the event that something does happen, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
What do they always tell you, man? When the masks come up from the roof and it drops down, boom,
Right.
put the mask on your face first before you help even kids.
Yeah.
You could have a 2-year-old kid, and they tell you, put it on your face first, because then you can help the kid. But if you ain't breathing, you can't help them.
You can't help. Right.
So when it comes to boxing, do you feel as though it's a selfish sport in the most positive aspect?
Absolutely.
Has to be.
It has to be, because it's just like I said earlier in the interview. So it starts off with your mental, you know. So I'm talking about distractions. Anything you do outside of the boxing gym, it's low key a distraction. Work, money, bills, all that's women, etc. It goes on, the list goes on. Simply speaking on women, it's like, or anything outside of the gym, but women could be the biggest distraction. Women is a drug, because that's what we are automatically attracted to. You feel me? So just think about it, like you smoke weed, do cocaine. Well, I don't know what you do, but you know what I mean? Like that's a drug. You're gonna get addicted to it. For me, boxing is my drug, not women. You know what I mean? So it's something that I refuse to let anything get in the way of, you know. So
Have you been in a situation where you had a chick and you felt that
let's go, man.
let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it, because it's real, man. It is real. But nowadays, and I don't know what it is. It could be social media. It could be just the way people are raised nowadays. But the concept of somebody having a goal, and then finding someone who's like-minded, who understands that. I love women, but I also understand that they take your time.
Yep, absolutely.
And the time is the one thing we can't get back. And especially when it comes to something that you're so dedicated to, you know what I mean? Like boxing, like if you ain't putting the hours in the gym, bro,
you're gonna be ass. You're
man,
gonna get your ass whooped.
man, I mean, shouts out Adrian Broner.
You know,
let's talk. Like, I'm someone who,
that's my guy, man. I love AB.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm huge on AB, bro. I'm huge on AB. But to see how he got, like, where he got, you know, like, people understand. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was 3 or 4 division champion weight class.
I think he was 4
division. 4? Yeah, he was like
one
one of
23 or 24. Man, that's
special,
crazy. Special breed, man.
But it's the things outside of the ring that messed with him.
Yeah.
So that's someone that you could look at and be like, look, he was dedicated, got to the top, but also realized that, okay, now I got this money.
Yeah.
Now, because the test is not getting there.
Yeah.
It's staying there.
Staying there, yeah, absolutely.
It's not, I mean, they say persistence gets you there, consistency keeps you there.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key, man. Consistency is key. But dude, that is something special, brother, for real. Like, the fact that you are so dedicated to this, you constantly in the gym 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you know what I'm saying, hitting the road work, it's a lifestyle. Talk about the lifestyle. We're just talking about earlier how it's a warrior mentality.
Yeah.
It's not
warrior mentality.
It's not you clock in 9 to 5, let me just today I don't feel like training.
It's like a 25/8. I don't know how to say it, but it's all day, every day thing.
Yeah.
Like, you constantly think about it.
Man, and you got Coach King. So Coach King knows your power.
That's my guy.
He knows how hard you punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if he's holding those mitts for you, and he's like, all right, go, bing. What was that?
Yeah.
I know how hard you hit, bro. Work.
I just got done getting yelled at. That's long ago, man.
But man, it's important, man. They say if you're around 5 idiots, you're the 6th idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's real, for real.
If you're around 5 idiots, you're the 6th idiot. And if you're the smartest one in your circle, you got to go find a new circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, other than that, just a couple of days ago, I commented on Coach King's post.
Yeah.
And the post was like, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And I said, iron sharpens iron, but Mr. Smith, you the blacksmith.
Yeah.
You know, but Mr. King, you the blacksmith.
Yeah, for sure.
I said, forging.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to find those guys that give you good work?
Man, let's start off with Coach King.
Yeah.
You know, he been doing this so long, man.
Sheesh.
I can't even name how many years, man.
Sheesh.
You look good, don't you? That's
Sheesh.
what Coach, man.
That boy.
That
man, Coach King, yo.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Coach King. Fight capital, man.
So when I started, it was like, when I first walked in the gym my first day, I'll never forget. It's like, you here, you want to join the boxing team? I walked in. He was like, yeah, I'm here to box. So, okay, come in. Do. I walked in. It was probably like 2 weeks I went. It was the first time sparring. You know what I mean? But he knew I was mad about everything. I was mad at the world. You know what I mean?
That's crazy to hear. Sorry.
Yeah,
cut you off real quick. But that's crazy to hear because I know this dude for the last, I probably know each other for like almost a year now.
Yeah.
I would say it's approaching a year. And
longer.
Longer than that. Yeah.
Longer, yeah.
And I don't see it.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't know you prior to you getting into the sport, which is another beautiful thing about boxing, but continue. I don't see it. This Myron is one of the most down-to-earth, low-key cat. He goes in about his business. He does it, goes home, treats it like a professional.
Yeah.
But speak on it, man.
I walked into the gym, and at first me and Coach King didn't click. Like I was like, yeah, like this gonna be my coach, but I wasn't like, this is my coach. This is like my coach. You know, I was just looking at it like an opportunity. You know, bringing my stuff from the outside of the gym into the inside and me causing me to have an attitude. He didn't fuck with me. He did not fuck with me at all. I remember going to the gym one day. He was like, get the fuck out.
Damn. Real.
I'm like, what? He's like, get the fuck out of my gym. I don't like your attitude. Straight up. And I was like, what the hell? So I finished my workout because I paid for the gym, you know. I left. I didn't come back for like 2-3 weeks. No cap. I didn't come back because I was like, what did I, you know, now I'm self-reflecting. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
I think he calls me one day. He was like, hey, yo, Myron, you still on the team or you quit? I'm like, nah, I ain't quit. I never quit. I'm talking shit now. Like, it's like, what? I'm mad. Like, I'm thinking about going to a different gym. But I was like, nah, something in my chest was like, nah. You know what I mean? Keep going. I came back. He was like, you know why I told you get the fuck out of my gym? He was like, you don't listen and you got a badass attitude. You you don't listen. And that's the first thing. It's not about your attitude, but it's about you listening. I was like, I was still trying to argue because I was, ignorant at that time. So I was just like, yeah, like my bad, coach, and like da. So okay, go hit the bag. Few days later, he brings his son in, DJ. That motherfucking man beat my ass.
Oh, he
beat
brought
my
in
ass that day, and I didn't quit. I didn't quit or nothing, but like that was my biggest lesson. Like like fix your attitude so you can actually shut the fuck up and actually learn something. Be quiet for those 15 seconds that he's talking, 20 seconds, and actually take in what he's saying so you be able to put it inside your training and your learning. So yeah, that was the biggest thing as far as me stepping into the gym with Coach King. Now, what you were saying about the people you surround yourself with. My life at the time when I started, it was very hectic. I was going through a lot of stuff, so like I think my girlfriend just broke up with me. It's all good. It's all good. You live and learn.
Heartbroken. You can't be heartbroken,
so
man.
I was mad about that, and then in my family, there was a bunch of bullshit going on. You know what I mean? So I was mad at the world. Like I was saying, I was just mad, just walking around. But you learn to reconstruct your life to where it's nothing but positivity going into your life, so where you won't have the distractions. That your friends, your family is good. You know what I mean? So reconstructing my family. My friends are still my friends, but I made some moves, and now I got friends that we benefit each other more than bring each other down or stuff like that. I don't know how else to put it, but
it's a rising tide, right? A rising tide raises all the ships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you have someone who acts more like an anchor, it's tough. And the beautiful thing, like you were talking about, with having Coach King like a father figure, is that not only is he teaching you how to be a boxer, but he's teaching you how to be a man.
A man, for sure.
That's
a man up, for sure.
Man,
absolutely.
A lot of people nowadays, man. It's not to no fault of their own, right? It's just there's a learning curve, right?
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
I was blessed enough to have my pops to teach me how to be a man.
Good man. Good man.
One of the best people, you know what I mean? Absolutely. And I was blessed with that, but a lot of people weren't blessed with that.
Right.
With that opportunity to have, a father in their life or a father figure who would tell them, hey, I already fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't do what you're going to do because I already did that and it led me this way. So you need to move this way because I already did it. Yeah. And it's hard getting advice sometimes, like, because of egos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And egos will get the best of anybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But when it comes to somebody that, who loves you, who's showing you that love as well and giving you their time, because that's all love is, man. It's just giving someone their time.
That's real love, man.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And when someone gives you that, bro, you feel like you conquer the world, man, because you feel like somebody believes in you.
Yeah. Sure.
And was there ever a point in your life where you felt like, yo, who's on my corner? Like, do people believe in me?
Yeah. I noticed that when I actually started taking the sport serious, you know what I mean? Like, people was like, oh, you're not going to last, like, talking shit. Like, you know what I mean? A person who really love you ain't going to demotivate you. They're going to motivate you, you know what I mean? They're not going to knock you down for nothing. They're going to be like, oh, keep going, you got this, you know what I mean? So that's why I learned a lot of people. I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to say no names, but it was a lot of people that was like, yeah, like, nah, you going to quit. You ain't, you belong in the streets, or you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
People in the boxing world?
No, not in the boxing world, but like outside, you know what I mean?
You outside looking in, motherfuckers.
You know who you is.
Y'all know who y'all are.
You know who you is, yeah. So at that time, that them words was getting to me. They, those negative words leave a mark.
Right.
It's what you're gonna do with that mark. You know what I mean? You're gonna turn it into something positive. You're gonna turn it into something negative. You know what I mean? So you're gonna fall, or you're gonna keep going. You're gonna rise up.
That's some real shit, man.
Real stuff, man.
That is some real stuff, because a lot of people, they don't think like that, dude. Like,
absolutely.
People don't understand. Boxing is not just a fight. It's a thinking man's game.
Yeah.
It's a thinking man's game.
Thinking. It's all
Like,
it's like you said, 80%.
80%, bro.
80%.
80% mental. Look, David Goggins. Shout out to David Goggins. You know who David Goggins is? You don't?
I don't know who that is.
Bro, I'm gonna put you on.
Put me on, man.
I'm gonna put you on. You don't need his motivation because you're self-motivated, but the stuff that he says breeds true.
Right.
So he's an ultra marathon runner. He was a Navy SEAL.
Oh,
the bald guy.
I know of him now.
Keep it going.
I didn't know his name. I didn't know his name.
David Goggins. So yeah, man, David Goggins.
Beast dude.
Bro, savage. But he came up with the saying when he was working with Jesse Itzler, who is a billionaire. He made Marquis Jet and other companies. But he came up with the saying that when you feel like you're about to quit, you're only 40% there. Right. Like, you're only 40%. You got 60 more percent. So at the point that you feel like you're going to quit, to the point you feel like you're done, you ain't even halfway to your potential. That's some strong shit. You know what I mean? What's that feeling like in the boxing gym when you're tired, you're in the ring, you're tired, you just went through hella rounds and you have a guy who's more fresh than you coming at you?
It's about your heart, man. Like, are you really built for this? You know what I mean? You gotta question yourself before your heart. So are you really built for this? Can I do it? And like I said, like, your self motivation, your heart is gonna take you a long way. So, your body can be telling you, no, I can't do it, but your mind, you know, you can do it. You know, so It's like, you gotta, like I said, you gotta psych yourself out and be like, damn, like, and then after it's done, you be like, damn, I really just did that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the man. You feel me? It might not be the best day in the gym, but you fought your way through it. You know,
I've had that feeling before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you wanna know when it was?
Yeah, let me
know.
know.
When I was doing yoga.
Oh yeah.
Bro, those yoga chicks, they are something special, man, because they are athletes. Like, whoever says people who do yoga, like, yoga's amazing for fighters as well, right?
I love yoga.
You do yoga?
I did it probably like once. I can't say I.
You need to get into it, bro.
I'm not consistent with it, but I'll do it if I'm like need a stretch out. I feel my muscles real tired. I'll go do some yoga, man.
I'll take you, bro.
Probably
I'll take you.
3-4 times.
There's a good studio out here I go to.
All right, bet. Say less.
We'll
I'm
go.
with it. Let's
Real.
go.
Yeah, man, hot yoga too. You can't go. I can't do regular yoga. I have to do the one that's hot.
Oh yeah.
Because there's something different about your mindset when then there's that external pressure.
Okay.
As well as the amount of sweating that you do, it loosens up your muscles. Yoga is special.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But damn, there's some fights today, bro.
Oh yeah.
There's some fights. We've been talking. We forgot about it's we got Andy Ruiz versus Chris Areola.
Who you got?
I got Ruiz, man.
Oh yeah, that's my guy, man.
The reason I have Ruiz is he's in shape right now. He's been training with Eddie right now.
He looks good, man.
He's been training with
real good.
Canelo's coach this whole training camp.
Eddie Reynoso?
Yeah,
he with the Reynoso Canelo camp.
Canelo, yep.
Real good camp.
Ryan Garcia's in that camp as well.
Yeah.
But Ryan Garcia just pulled out of his last fight. You saw that? Out of his fight with Javier Fortuna.
Oh yeah. I heard about that.
Mental. He wants to take care of himself before he gets in the ring.
Like I said, you can't box without your mind. You know what I mean? So, hey, shouts out to Ryan. You know.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Ryan. He recognized that before it got too late.
Right.
Know?
And there's also a lot of business when it comes to the boxing world nowadays.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson was speaking on it the other day with Shakur on the Hot Boxing podcast, and he was saying that the problem with boxing now is that the best don't really fight the best.
Right.
Like, they try to make it happen, but because of the guys who aren't in the ring is why these fights don't tend to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's good things. There's more positive things happening right now in the boxing world with Triller.
Yeah.
And these other companies coming in who are saying, or even Saudi Arabians coming in saying, hey, we'll fund these fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to fight there.
In Saudi?
Yeah.
In Saudi? Bro, yes. I see it.
Let's go.
That's a trip, bro. I'm down. You know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? I
Let's
will
go.
be out there quicker than you can say who that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for real though, man, it's like it's a shame that we haven't seen Errol Spence versus Bud.
Man.
That's a shame. It's a shame that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua's taking this long to make.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that long, man.
It shouldn't. Like,
I feel like now the game is changing so much to where like they realizing like they know what they worth, and they gotta they're creating their own promotions and stuff like that. So you won't have the man. I say the man above. Who's controlling, making the fights and all that, saying who you can fight and who you cannot fight, how much money you make, how much money you don't make.
Right.
Shout out Floyd. That's one of the guys who did it. Starting to do it. So everybody following his path, which I feel like they should do. But at the same time, this is boxing, man. You really want to be the champion? You really want to be the champion? You want to be at the top of the pinnacle? You got to fight these dudes. I feel like that's the difference between old school and new school nowadays, to where it's like, the old school, they had no choice. They had one belt, I think. What, the WBC are like...
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? So they had one belt, but now it's like you got different types of belts to where like you can avoid fighting the best and still be a champion. That don't make you a champion, though. Now it's all about being undisputed or get all the belts. You know what I mean? But still, like, you got to fight these dudes. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not aiming this at Spence Crawford or who else, Javante,
it's
all these dudes.
Game.
But eventually, you don't have to line them up, So let's bring it back to where it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, fight these dudes. Forget about the money. You gonna get cut. You know what I mean? You gonna get a cut, a big one too.
Yeah.
But
so, since we're on this topic, let's talk about it, brother. What's your feelings on these YouTubers and TikTokers getting in the ring?
The thing about the YouTubers, though, is that are you taking it serious or you just want to beat around the bush and get the check? Because we can see that too. You know what I mean? We see everything, especially. And then also give some of these young fighters the opportunity to make it to that big pinnacle that you are. Fight somebody. That's you in a sport, a warrior sport, to where you got to be able to fight somebody. So, like, I don't know a buddy named... The one that just says
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yeah. It's time for you to, go against a real boxer.
Facts.
Not no MMA fighter because they don't box, they not a boxer. Go against...
Right.
It don't got to be no world-class pro, but at least go to somebody that has 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 pro fights. Give them that pinnacle to where it'll help boost them if you really want to help the sport. The people going to watch regardless. I agree. The people going to watch regardless, but... I gotta say this personally, thank you, but also no thank you. You know what I mean? Because you ruining it too.
I love it.
You feel me?
Love it. That's a real ass statement, bro. Because look, if you're being serious about boxing, right?
Yeah.
If you're being serious like how Jake Paul and Logan Paul claim they're being serious with it,
right?
Then fight a boxer. Like
fight a boxer, man. That's it.
I'm a UFC fan. Like I have not missed a fight card in the last 5 years.
Jeez,
bro.
Man.
Look what bro, I have not missed a fight card in the last 5 years. Every Saturday we watch fights. That's what I do. That is my Saturday.
Yeah.
I told my girl, bro, I said, look, from 3 to 9, every Saturday, don't hit me up. You know exactly what I'm doing. I'm watching fights. I'm with my pops. I'm with my family. I'm doing my thing.
Study time.
Study time, brother. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you take this serious, you take it serious. And Ben Askren was no boxer. He was no boxer, bro.
Hey, look, I paid $50 for that fight. I want a refund, man.
You paid for that fight?
Yeah, I paid for that fight.
You a savage.
Look, I had my homies over. Like the true story. We all on my couch. I got a big projector on in my living room. We sitting there. We low key geeked about the fight. I was like, man, hey, look, Ben, he came from the MMA. He might be able to do something. Bro, took the check and ran.
Bink.
Look, I don't even think the punch landed like that. You know what I mean? Look, he took the check and got up and laughed at us and walked away. That was a smart move, man. Yeah. That was smart, but still, like...
He got hit. He got cracked and dropped, but this is what I thought. I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
He was up. I believe he could have kept going.
Yeah.
But he wasn't mad at the fact that, okay, I just got dropped and the ref stopped it early.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm making the most money I've ever made.
Look, as soon as that shit happened, I was like,
Bink, done. Shut
I'm
that
not
shit
even
up.
waste my time with
Let
that.
me go on a
man.
run. Waste my
Look.
fucking. Let me go. Pay for
Click
this
the remote
50
so
bucks.
damn fast. I was mad as hell. I was about to throw my rope, but I didn't want to have that lash.
What
out
was
in
your
front of
thoughts
the homies.
on the fights? Did you watch the whole card or just that fight?
I watched the whole card.
Damn, so you're there for a minute, huh? Because that card
Yeah.
did not
I
get
paid
going.
$50 for that motherfucker.
That
man.
card did not get
Look.
going.
Sure, I ain't complaining about the money, but it's just like it wasn't really worth it.
I mean, I was on a plane when it was happening, bro. I was flying back from Florida.
Man.
I watched the highlights.
I'm gonna
I
tell you,
landed.
bro. What's his name? The boy from New Orleans.
Regis Prograis.
Regis Prograis. He nice, man, but the person he fought, he quit.
Oh, that guy
He
quit?
straight up quit.
Oof.
That was a nice body shot that landed.
Did he make him quit, or was one of those that...
The body shot landed. It was a body shot, but he complaining like it was a low blow. And he just lay on the floor, start putting on he start crying.
He didn't want no more.
He didn't want no more, man.
Man,
He could have stood up and quit on his stool, but to lay there and put on the act like he didn't quit, like it was like he hit me low. We all saw the highlight, man. Hey look, the boxers before that, they wasn't even like they was slapping each other, bro. It was like a slap box competition, man. Like
the TV personality guy that was like 8-0 or 9-0 or something.
I don't know what he was, but it was two dudes that had on headgear. It was.
Yeah. They were
I'm
talking
like,
about
man, like, yo, this is crazy. But it was enjoyable at the same time. I was laughing. This shit was funny. Because I do this shit for real. You know what I mean? But it's just like them slapping each other. I was like, yeah,
He's like, man, they got no power behind it.
Hey, look, put me on the next card, man. Look, it's going to be a show.
Facts. That's for real. Like that's the goal, right? The goal is not to be, obviously that's a goal, not
that's
the
a
goal.
Yeah, right.
So let's correct the phrasing because we're talking about the universe and you know how we speak about the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man. I mean that's what's up. That's the way to get viewers nowadays, man. It's like nowadays to get clout. Yeah, people look. Okay, you gotta do something crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta go show your ass.
Yeah.
Or jump on the clout.
Absolutely.
But the beautiful thing about the universe is it provides for the people who do right by others and themselves. Yeah. Exactly. And you putting in the work, so I mean the equation adds up.
Sure.
The hours will add up to and be fruitful for you.
Yeah.
It has to. There's no other option.
No other option.
You get what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
That's what I love. Look, it's the time freedom. It's the freedom of your time. A lot of people it's sad, but it is what it is, and this is what I made this podcast is to preach about this that we're talking about. There's so many times when I call someone, I'm like, hey man, I know you've been, going through what you've been going through. Let's go travel. Let's go get out. Let's go get the fuck out. Yeah. Especially some boys, some of my homies that I'm like, yo, you need to leave. Like you've been working all this time, and then you know what they tell me? Man, I got work this day, got work that day. Bro, I can't get off till July. I was like, bruh. That's goddamn. What are we in May now? Shit. We're talking about 2 months down the road. You feel me? Like I get it. I get why you're doing what you're doing. But there's also those people who, you try to help them too. You know what I mean? Where you're like, all right, I'll give you opportunity, but you have to make of that opportunity what you will. But then they don't jump on it.
Right.
It's because they don't see it. It's because maybe their mindset's different.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many I had a company, Rap Daddy. And Rap Daddy, that was my rapping company. We did automotive customization. Yeah. And man, it's it was interesting because I'd go just talk to people, network, do what I do. Mm-hmm. And I have this buddy. I ain't gonna name names, but he was my best friend growing up.
Right. You
know what I mean? Best friend growing up and looking for a job, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, all right, bro, but I have this opportunity for you that you could do. Right. It's not what you're normally used to, but it is something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's going to pay you more than what you were making doing your Google cell phone service, whatever you're doing. Right. And he said, nah, that's not what I do. That's not what I said, all right, that's fine. It is what it is. Man. 4 days later, hits me up, asks me for money. Right? I send it to him. Yeah. I send it to him. But then I hit him with, listen, I don't move based off of money because money, like we were talking about, it's like a river. It goes. It doesn't go to. It comes and goes, bro. If it doesn't come to me, it's gonna go to you. If it don't go to you, it's gonna go to someone watching this right now.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Money in the ATM, we can go pick it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sure.
Dude, that's a story and a half, bruh. To growing up seeing someone on TV to seeing them in person, and then to being like, you know what you did, I could definitely do that as well if I put my mind to it.
Especially when me and his backgrounds are kind of like similar. I'm from the Midwest, he from the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, money may.
Absolutely.
Money may, man. Talk about, you know what I want to hear about, brother?
What you want to hear,
and
man?
What the people want to hear about?
Book, man.
What the infamous doghouse. Have you experienced that? Have you seen it in person?
I've seen it in person.
What was that?
It's a motivating feeling to step in there. Have I got that doghouse experience? I'm not sure if they do the doghouse rules or not, or the doghouse sparring, but it's dope.
And for the people,
like to see his quotes on the wall, his bags, his everything, his mirrors, just where like they was filming Showtime all around there. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool. Overall, it was a cool experience. I go there for sparring, here and there. I can't never tell, but
right.
So,
for the people who don't know what doghouse sparring is, can you explain that?
Doghouse sparring is no time limit until you get tired. Whoever quits first. That's doghouse sparring. Yeah.
Man, oh man, but that's a real fight.
And they actually put money on the table too.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what per YouTube. That's what it showed on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what they show on YouTube. Yeah. But it's actually some real work, man. So you push yourself because you like your mind and your body is two different things. So you in there sparring for a long time. Is how can you think to get some rest in between throwing 4 or 5 punches? You know what I mean? Or sparring for 30 minutes long and stuff like that. And it's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope. It's real stuff, though. It's real stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's possible.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that some of the best fights happen in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in those sparring sessions, those are when some magic happens. Have you been in the gym where you've seen like just fireworks and you're like, what the fuck?
I think it's fireworks every time I step in there.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? You never know what they expect. So I seen other people spar too. Like I live the lifestyle, and I see people who have their good days, and I see people who have their bad days in the gyms. It's just the life I live. But I think I'm more excited when I spar. Like let me see what I can push myself to do.
Love that. So, that's the difference with our mindsets. Because my question was a total amateur question. That's like talking to somebody who doesn't do this. You know what I mean? But 100% that when everybody's eyes are on you and your opponent, what juice does that give you in terms of the way you think in the ring? Like, is there a difference when you have a lot more eyes on you than when you don't have eyes on you, or is it the same?
No matter what, you always have eyes on you. Your coach is always watching. Your corner is always watching. You know what I mean? But you got to learn how to only have, I call it 4 eyes. Your coach is 2 and your 2 eyes. So that's the only eyes you're worried about. It's about what you can do in the ring and make it like that spark. Be yourself. Just be yourself in the ring, and the sparks are naturally going to come. The flashiness is naturally going to come. You know what I mean? So, and then you realize that after you get out, you don't focus on the crowd. You just focus on you and your opponent and what your coach is saying. Those 3 things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of Kevin, he's pretty much said he had a game plan for each fight.
Yeah.
In terms of, he knows what the first round is.
Right.
And he said the first round's for my coach. The first round's not for me. The first round is for my coach. Because I want him to see things that I might not be seeing.
Right.
And stay on my bike, do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But the first round is for my coach. Do you approach the fight the same way? In the first round's for your coach? Or are you more like, I'm going to go get him?
I'm trying to figure my opponent out. I'm not going to sit here and tell you something that ain't true. Like, it's different for everybody. I want to see if my opponent is flat-footed, squared, southpaw orthodox, power puncher, speed puncher, that's what I'm looking at. It's about the middle rounds where I can, mentally beat you, and then it becomes physical.
Right.
So, yeah.
What would you say your style is like? I know you switch up your style depending on the opponent, but when it comes to finding the ebbs and flow of the fight, because when you see a fight, it's like a dance. You know what I mean? Where do you feel like your strength is in terms of,
I'm an aggressive person, but I can adapt to every situation. So my thing is the versatility. I feel like I can do anything. I can dodge punches. I can be the aggressor. I can be on the ropes, or elusive fighter, stuff like that. So I don't have no particular skill. A lot of people say, yeah, I'm a speed puncher, I'm a power puncher. It's about how you mix it up, stuff like that. Do you have it all written down in your book? It's about adapting.
Adapting is important, man. Being like water.
Yeah,
like
water.
Bruce Lee said, be like water, man.
Be like water.
Adapt.
Being calm.
Man.
Yeah.
Now, you see some fighters who it's their first couple of fights, or they have the first big fight, and they have what we call an adrenaline dump.
Oh yeah, for sure. That happens.
When you're just so amped, juice, you're there, and then after the first round, you're like just gassed. And you said something very important just now. It's about being calm.
Yeah.
How do you find the calmness within the storm?
I always told myself repetition is the key to habit. So like if you're talking about the adrenaline rush, like if you do something over and over and over and over and over and again, and it's your everyday lifestyle, there's no room for nervousness. You got to be able to think. But you want also, if you do, no matter what, depending on the crowd, depending on who are you around and stuff, you're going to have that natural adrenaline, but you got to turn that into focus. So you got to learn how to like swallow it, do whatever, do some jumping jacks, warm up with it, use it as your focus. You have to have that switch, automatically. So yeah, you can't. Sometimes adrenaline can be your biggest downfall.
Man, it's like drug.
Yeah.
Every fight I've talked to said adrenaline's the best drug in the world.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel like you're unstoppable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean.
You got adrenaline.
I don't know what I even mean.
you gotta. Sometimes adrenaline, you get punched and you can't even feel it.
Damn.
Yeah. Some people use it as body armor, and I've seen people like, "I'm like, you crazy, yo? You didn't feel that shit?" And I'm like, "Nah, I didn't feel it." Okay, for sure.
What?
I know what that was.
Some people get hit, and you said that sometimes you get hit and you don't even feel it.
Yes.
What? So because you're so conditioned to it, I'm sure when you first get into like any type of fighting sports, boxing especially though, once you get punched in your nose, like I've been hitting the nose with a basketball and I start tearing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's that condition like for your nose? Because like
I can't even explain it. Like you getting punched in your nose. It don't really hurt me no more, but what hurt me a few sparring sessions ago, I got punched in the eye. I was like, what the fuck? That shit hurt, bro. I'm over in my corner, I'm rubbing my eye, but I fought with one eye that day.
What?
No cap. I fought with one eye. And it cleared back up, but I was just like, yo, like
I can't see.
I couldn't see. And my coach was like, keep sparring. I was like, okay, I'll shut this. I was like, yeah, what's up? Pop, pop, pop. Kept jabbing. Pop.
Yeah,
you feel me?
yeah.
So I think that was part of the adrenaline too. I could not see. I was blurry for that whole session. But it was okay.
Good work.
Good work.
That's good practice.
You get punched, but it's, like I said, you gotta get conditioned for that shit.
That's the only way you will learn that. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Because you better learn that. Better learn that in training than learn that,
Right.
live.
Absolutely.
That's something special. That because for someone who doesn't go through the trials and tribulations that you have to go through, just living that lifestyle.
Right.
For us, we stub our toe and we're like, fuck.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I even do that shit. I
you know what I'm saying?
Man, that shit hurts.
That shit hurts, but your pain tolerance must like just have been conditioned over the last couple of years.
Yeah, man.
Just doing what you got to do.
Body shots and all. No
So-
matter how many sit-ups you do, the body shots get to you after a while.
Yeah.
No matter, like, you're going to feel, if you don't feel them right then and there, you're going to feel them later on in route. You're going to be like, why am I so tired? You feel me?
Cardio.
So, yeah. The cardio push you, and no matter what, no matter who you are, the body shots, you're going to feel them in the later rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You're going to get tired.
so crazy, man. We got to, one of these days, want to build up my cardio, bro.
Yeah.
We'll go on that run in Mount Charleston. That Zab Judah was
you
talking
don't
about.
want to do that, man.
No,
that shit is
so
crazy.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I'm crazy like that
Yeah.
in terms of like, I know the pain I'm gonna go through. I know the torture. I know my Achilles gonna feel like it's gonna rip. I know my toes gonna be blistering. I know all that. But it's like you said, there's that feeling of after, just get through this and then you'll be fine.
And you realize I did it. You the
You know
champ.
what I mean? You champ, bro.
You the
You're on
champ.
top. Rocky.
You feel me?
You're on top of the fucking hill.
For sure.
But I'm gonna get my cardio up and we're gonna hit that run.
Bet, say less.
I'm gonna work on it now, for real,
Say less, man.
because I need to challenge myself in terms of that, and that's what this, like I said, that's what this podcast is for, is to document the challenges that you put yourself through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to document the people I fuck with and the homies, and
Right.
to shit. If this shit blows up,
Yeah, it is.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have faith in it that it will,
Right, it will.
as well.
We're going to get you there.
And once it blows, it's just a platform. That's the whole point. It's a platform for others. We just broke ground zero now.
Ground zero.
Ground zero. This
I
podcast.
want to thank you for letting me be the first one.
Absolutely,
It's going to be
brother.
history right here.
No
man,
doubt.
for
No
sure.
doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Because once the foundation is built, which we're building the foundation right now as we speak, then, oh my God, bro, you don't even understand the thoughts I have for this podcast, bro. Like, it's to build the audience to the point that I can help others, help people who need it, help people who don't have a voice, help people, like, for instance, bro, I was walking down the strip, and there's these two young dudes hustling waters.
Right.
Hey, water dollar.
Yeah.
When I talked to them, and I was like, yo, like, how old are you guys? They're like 15 and 16. Why are you guys doing this?
It's better than selling drugs. Respect.
Man, facts. And that's exactly what I told him. I said, why are you guys doing this? He said, okay, I got to help my mom. I gotta help my And it was one of those things where I'm like, man, I wish I had a fucking platform for these guys. Like I said, this platform is to show people, real talk, real conversation. Let's talk. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is.
Sure.
And my brother Myron, like I said, brother, always a pleasure. More than welcome to come in whenever you want. I'm just a text away.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you for being you. You know what I mean? You told everybody, some things that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I've known you for a year now.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know certain things. I learned a little bit more about yourself.
You start from somewhere.
Facts.
Everybody starts from somewhere. I don't care. I don't have a big platform now, but even when I do, in the most humblest way, just walk up to me. It's cool. I'm not gonna trip. You know what I mean? Just come talk to me about whatever situation. I'm gonna give you my best advice, and it's gonna be pure too.
Man, straight
It
from
might
the
not
heart.
be something you want to hear at that moment, but it's gonna be something pure for real.
And that's game. Because at the end of the day, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck what other people think? The people are being so conditioned to care what other people think, when in reality it just matters what you think and what you're going to do about your situation. Because the only person that gets yourself out of the situation is who?
You.
And not only is it a great conversation, but you learn something. You know what I mean? Everybody learns something. The people listening to this is learning something.
Yeah.
Like,
Tune in.
tune in.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, bro. It's a great conversation, brother.
Yeah.
I would say at the end of the day, it's always good to have real talks with real people. You know what I mean?
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's the Tarik Lewis Show. This is the I'm King series, where we show people it's okay to be a king. It's okay to have that mindset of, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do on my own time, because at the end of the day, you only got one life. And because you only got one life, make the most of it, because why the fuck not?
Why not, man? What's
Why not?
stopping you?
I mean,
All right.
thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Cool.